a day, changing our world through storytelling. Beholden. His facial expression always depicted his pain. Nyonyo's parents struggled and made lots of sacrifices for him to be in school. Despite all the sacrifices and pain his poor parents went through, he always felt he was not loved by the people who denied themselves of the benefits of their toil to see him through school. Nyonyo always complained of one thing or another that he didn't have. Whenever he saw his mates with anything, he just stared, shook his head, and said, "My parents are so poor that they cannot afford this. I wish your parents were my parents," and then left the scene. He never showed gratitude for anything that he had. Whenever he engaged in a conversation with his mates, he made sure he made unpleasant remarks about his poor parents. One day after school, while walking back home, he saw one of his mates, Donko, put his bag in front of one of the shops near Nyamenehene shopping arcade. He did not pay him any attention. Later that evening, he accompanied his father to buy medication for his younger brother who complained of headache. Nyonyo saw Donko under the street light doing his homework. He wondered why he did his homework under the street light and never complained. The next day at school, he saw Donko lively doing his work. Nyonyo wanted to ask why he studied under the street light. That evening, he told his father to take him for a stroll and that he had been given an assignment by his teacher to observe scenes in their community in the evenings. Donko's father, Wafata, walked him through the community, and there he saw Donko again under the street light. They stood there for almost 30 minutes. After a while, he saw Donko pack his books into his bag and took a cardboard, spread it on the floor, and fixed a mosquito net, entered it, and lay on the cardboard. Nyonyo at that point was shocked to the marrow. He told his father he was done with his observation so they could go back home. He did not sleep throughout the night. He prepared for school early the next morning without taking breakfast. He was in a hurry to see Donko to find out why he slept in front of the shop the previous night. Donko got to school just before the bell rang for assembly. He hurriedly put his bag in the classroom and went for assembly. As soon as they got back to class, Nyonyo went to Donko and asked him, "Donko, where do you live?" Just then, the tree teacher, Uradako, entered and asked them to get seated. After the second lesson, the bell rang for break. Donko wondered why Nyonyo asked him that question. Nyonyo got closer to Donko and asked again, "Where do you live?" Donko sat down and asked Nyonyo to sit beside him. Donko said to Nyonyo, "I do not have a permanent place that I stay. My elder sister takes care of me from the little that she makes washing and cleaning other people's homes. My parents are in the village. You are blessed to have your parents provide all your needs. Nyonyo, you have a roof over your head. You do not go hungry. You ought to be grateful to your parents and stop the negative comments you make about them. I sometimes go hungry if my sister brings nothing from work. Even that, I am thankful. how much more you? Count your blessings, Nyono. Name them one by one and pray that God in His mercy give them strength and all that it takes to be there for you. Do not wish that someone's parents were yours. There is nothing you can do about it. They are the ones you have. Appreciate and cherish them. Have you ever heard of the word beholden? It means owing thanks or having a duty to someone in return for help. You are indebted to your parents. Nyonyo still had his mouth open. He could not believe it. There was nothing to be said. He went back to his seat and put his head on the table. He whispered to himself, I have been ungrateful. Even Donko in his situation does not complain. My dear friends, be grateful to God for your parents and let your parents know that you appreciate their efforts. You will one day become a parent too, and then you will understand their pain. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. Your comments are also appreciated. A story a day, changing our world through storytelling.